Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here, honey. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, we're about to go ahead and get into another This Is Messy, the court edition, right? So we're about to check out this judge who seems to be letting loose on a woman who put in false reports. Okay, so I guess she filed a false police report. So we are going to go ahead and check this out and see exactly what is going on. Okay, so make sure that you guys are indeed coming into the video. You are liking up the channel, supporting the channel, sharing the videos, all of that. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so let us go ahead and get into this show here, girl. Let's see what I giving.
Hand for me.
Do
You
she not hear the
solemnly swear
judge?
or
Oh, okay.
affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right. You put your hand down. Miss John VA.
Are you are you able to sit down or
I
stop?
can hear you. Well, I
Um,
don't want to sit down and stop until I get to my gate because I don't want to risk missing my flight. So I mean, I'm walking to my gate now, but is the noise a distraction or?
Y'all already know how I'm finna cut up. Y'all already know I would not be able to take it. Shout out to this judge Hayward and the other judges that have a high tolerance for things. My tolerance won't be that motherfucking high. Okay? Um I probably would have canceled the hearing right then and there and would have requested that she show up in a damn courtroom. If you cannot be stationary and seated somewhere, and bitch, it sound like you walking through the airport, I have a problem. On the date that you have a court hearing, I feel like that's just as much disrespect outside of the courtroom as it would be inside of the courtroom. I don't know. And you could tell that the attorney general, whoever this young lady is, this attorney at the bottom, you could tell she kind of felt the way because she's like, are you at a place? Because that's distracting. If she's asking you questions and then if you end up saying, I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? It's like, BIT, you would be able to hear me if you was in a better, area. So I don't know if she's going to have issues. She talking about she could hear her, but it could be distracting for the person having to ask questions. It could be distracting for the judge to hear what's being asked and what's being said. So right out the gate, Miss Carpenter is pissing me the hell off. Right out the gate, I'm like, now, girl, you know motherfucking well you need to get somewhere and sit your ass down. All right, so you can have this proper call. And the face that the attorney made, she was like, girl, if the judge ain't saying that, let me just do my job. Can you hear? Okay, girl. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I hear him pretty clearly. Let's
all
see
right.
if we can go on.
See, this a
Can
nice
you state your name for?
this a nice judge. I hear her pretty clearly. We can go on. I would, but that's a problem. But she's I commend her. Do your thing, girl. We all different, bitch.
The record, please?
Whew.
Cassie Carpenter.
And Miss Carpenter, what is your relation to Patrick Carpenter?
I'm his wife.
And how long have you been married?
We've been married for 9 years.
And Miss Carpenter, did you call the police in reference to a domestic disturbance between yourself and Mr. Carpenter
I
prior
did.
to? Do you
Oh, I'm sorry,
recall?
I cut you off.
Do you
And she
recall
laughing.
approximately how many times you called the police regarding altercations with your husband, Mr. Carpenter?
I don't really know if I don't know if a number off the top of my head. I mean, it's probably been about three, maybe,
So you called the cops on your
that
husband
I
three
can think of
times?
just off the top of my head.
Sheesh.
And excuse me. Additionally, Ms. Carpenter, were you aware that um, after the incident, occurring in February of 2021, that you were not to have any contact with Mr. Carpenter?
I was not aware um, until recently when I spoke with someone on the phone.
Hmm.
And are you currently working?
I'm self-employed.
And to your knowledge, does Mr. Carpenter work?
Yes, He also, I guess you could consider it. I don't know if you would consider it self-employment or not, but yes, he does work.
And is Mr. Carpenter
I wonder what kind of work he does to where you would question whether or not it's self-employed or not. Interesting.
the primary breadwinner in your home?
At this moment, yes, he makes the majority of the income.
Makes me think, is he a
Do
content
you and
creator?
Mr. Carpenter have any children together?
We do.
Okay,
We
how
have
many
three
children?
total. We have three total. One, two are my stepchildren, and one between us both.
And do they live in the home with you all as well?
Two of them live in the home.
And are you primarily responsible for the care of those children?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you rely on Mr. Carpenter at all to assist you with caring for those children?
Most definitely. It's a team effort for sure. We went from having one child in the home to having my stepdaughter come down, which has been a challenge for us both. So yeah, we definitely work together.
And would it be fair to say that you don't really wish to testify
I wonder.
against Mr. Carpenter
I wonder
today?
if the stepdaughter likes her.
Not at all. I'm only here because I don't want him to be charged for something that Patrick is not a violent person. You know, we argue like regular married people. If it gets too
Are you
heated,
sure?
I call like my thing is to call just to mediate if nothing else, because I never wanted to get to that point. Not saying that my husband will cause me any physical harm, but a lot of people think that all the time and they just blow things off and things happen. So when we get in heated arguments or heated discussions, to assist us both, I usually reach out to the police.
Did she just say that it don't get that heated, and then she said if it gets heated? Am I tripping? It sounds like she said it don't get that deep, I guess, or heated. But then if it gets heated, she calls the cops just immediate. Like, I'm confusion. Is he abusive or he ain't, girl?
It gets too heated, I call like we argue like regular married people. If it gets too heated, I call like my thing is to call just to mediate if nothing else, because
If
I
it
never
gets
wanted
too-
to get to that point. Not saying that my husband will cause me any
So, okay, maybe she's saying it gets too heated, meaning they may get too loud or something like that. But before it can get physical is where she calls the cops. I don't really fault her on that, but I am confused. Like, I feel like before it can get to that, I mean, I feel like it's already heated and you feel threatened, which is the reason why you're calling the cops. And now you're saying that now it seems like you kind of like downplaying it because you don't want him to be arrested. And I'm kind of like, but if he's making you feel threatened to the point where you call the cops, then I guess it is that serious, you know?
physical harm, but a lot of people think that all the time and they just blow things off and things happen. So
Right.
when we get in heated arguments or heated discussions, to assist us both, I usually reach out to the police to either, help calm the situation down or ask him to, leave the home temporarily or whatever the case may be, which has been done in the past. So, that's what I expected to happen. I didn't expect it to be, to this extreme.
Okay,
And
okay,
like I
okay.
said in my statement I sent,
Okay, I see. So she typically calls the police, it sounds like, to get them to, just like she said, mediate. But this time something different happened. And instead of them just taking it lightly, they decided to go ahead and arrest him. And you know what? And charge him. And you know what I'm starting to think is they probably have made too many stops or had too many calls or whatever to your home, right? To where you've done this, because I think she said, what, 3 times? You've done this about, what, 3 times? The third time, I guess, was the charm. And so they was like, okay, y'all keep having this issue. We gonna have to charge him because obviously you're feeling threatened because you keep calling us. So we need to take it just as serious. So we gonna put these charges on him. Should anything happen to you, we'll have a record of it. And maybe this will be something that's going to lead him to not go down this road with you again, because we're not gonna take it as lightly as we have the past few times. That's what it sounded like to me.
I do feel like, we both learned from it, because now, when if we do have a disagreement, it doesn't get to that point because neither one of us want it to escalate to where, either of us feel like we need to get the police involved, because, this has just been a lot. It's affected our lives in a big way. So
If it has, then I feel like that's your goddamn fault. And that's his damn fault. If it has affected y'all lives in such a big way, and you over there talking about something you just called the cops for a little mediation so that it doesn't get that far. I feel like then some of that is your fault because you keep calling the damn cops trying to get them to mediate some stuff, like, and now it's finally, he's finally been arrested or whatever the case is, and then it seems like you blaming the cops for doing their damn job when you didn't have to call the cops if you didn't feel like the situation was going to go that far. But then you said that you felt like it was, so here we are. But I'm also questioning if she's the type of person that just be calling the cops just to call the cops, like when she's losing the damn argument or something, like, I'm gonna call the cops on your ass, I'm gonna call the cops, da 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 da, and cried wolf enough that they took your ass serious. Let's see.
February of 2021, when you called the police to mediate, was the defendant, Mr. Carpenter, was he arrested at that time?
2021. Where? I want to say he was. I believe that was Brookstone. Yeah, I want to say that's the incident where he was arrested.
And do you recall what occurred at that time?
I believe that the officer who just made a statement, her as well as another officer, came once they were called out, and this is if this is the correct incident I'm thinking of. They came in. The situation had already, I guess, kind of calmed itself. Patrick had ordered a ride share to get ready to leave, and so it was already kind of calming down. We were both still upset though. So when they came in, we were both telling our side to the officers, and kind of like going back and forth. They were kind of mediating, which was what I wanted. And everything kind of calmed down and it seemed cool. We started talking to the officer about, different discussions, like my business and our pets and things of that sort. And then that's when they came toward him and said that they were going to be arresting him for the charges listed.
So that was the incident in 2021. And then you called the police again in 2022 because, again, you had been in an altercation with your husband. Is that correct?
Okay, so I'm probably mixing up the incidents. The most recent incident is when he was arrested. So I don't know if that was 2021 or 2022, but I think we were at two different residences at the time, so I'm probably mixing up the two. But I believe there was one incident where I don't remember if he was arrested that both incidents or not, honestly.
You don't remember? She lying. I'm sorry, y'all. Some off. I feel like if you called the cops enough, you wouldn't know whether this man had been arrested before. And I feel like she's playing in the court's face because she doesn't want him to go to jail now, right? It's a chance that that man could have been arrested. I just feel like if you've called the cops multiple times, your word, you say 3 because those are the only times you say you can recall, leads me to believe that you may have called the cops on this man multiple times. That's just not making, I just feel like she lying. I feel like she's trying to get what she want, which is for him to not go to jail. I just feel like you would know if you've called the cops, you would know whether or not that person went to jail. And if you're talking about 2021 versus 2022, girl, you're going to know because of how it would have affected you, altered your life in that moment. He either got locked up in 2021 or he got locked up in 2022. Whichever one, you would know whether he got it locked up at least one fucking time. A lot of times they already have the information in the courts. They're just doing their due justice by just asking you the questions or whatever. I guess they want to paint a picture, whatever the case is. And you want to sit your ass up here acting like you don't know, you can't recall. Like, I don't know, this lady giving full of shit just a little bit. I'm not going to hold you.
I want to say once he wasn't and the other one he was, but he might have been arrested both. I don't want to give you the wrong answer because I really can't recall.
Oh, you can't recall. You can't recall, bitch, but you can recall that your ass called the cops. Whoo, she lying. She is fucking lying.
All right. Just one additional question for you, Ms. Carpenter. Is it fair to say that you love your husband?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, he drives me crazy, but but that's normal. It's in a normal way. Yes, I do. I love Patrick. I wouldn't have been with him for 16 years, married 9 years if I didn't love my husband. So.
Thank you. No additional questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. White?
So is this
Yes, sir.
Ms. Carpenter, would it be fair to
girl?
say
This
that
man had to
you're
get an
not
attorney.
afraid of Mr. Carpenter?
No, I'm not afraid of Patrick. not, I'm not afraid of Patrick. That's not something that
Okay.
he's not.
So what this is giving me, cause this girl about to piss me off, honestly, cause I feel like she full of shit just a bit, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. Um, he asked, "Are you afraid of Patrick?" And she doing all this extra giggling. You know what it gives to me? She has the upper hand in this relationship. When it comes to power dynamics or whatever, she got the power in this relationship. She sons the fuck out of this man, which is also why she can call the cops on his ass whenever the fuck she wants to, and he can't do shit about it. Man, probably, I don't know if he is or isn't, but I would not be surprised if he really ain't even aggressive like that. He may just call her out on some simple shit, and she can't handle it, and she loses control. And the reason why, and maybe I'm projecting a bit, but it's not from my own personal life like this happened with me, but I've seen this happen with other people. You know what I'm saying? And as much as men have been like violent and problematic, women can be too. And that's kind of what it's like. I could see that. I definitely can see your ass being the one calling the cops, trying to play the victim at times when your ass the one that be showing out. The way you sat up here and laughed. I'm not scared of Patrick. That's laughable to me. Hell no, I ain't scared of that nigga. What he finna do to me? That's a bit what I took from that. Let's keep going.
That I fear at
And would,
all. So
would you like to continue to have contact with Mr. Carpenter?
I mean, most definitely. Like I said, we raise kids together, we pay bills
I don't
together.
like how she
At this
talking to the
moment, he's the
court.
primary income, so it will heavily affect my life and the upbringing of my children if we can't be around each other. I mean, it's almost impossible to work together and raise our kids if we can't have any contact. So because of our past mistakes. So yeah, most definitely would not want that.
Okay. And in between the 2021 incident and the 2022 incident, did you and Mr. Carpenter move?
I believe we moved. Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, does the defense have anything to present?
No, Your Honor, just argument.
All right, make your arguments.
Your Honor, in reference to the actual bond order that the state submitted, one thing I would like to bring your attention to is the fact that Mr. Carpenter actually never signed the bond order.
Nope, no, sir. Not gonna do it. Because if it was a pandemic, they weren't signing paperwork. And even if it's not, if I've done first appearance, that's why I know it upside down and inside out. Most people don't sign their bond conditions, but those bond conditions are read to them in court, and they're given a copy of the bond conditions. And if he got out on bond and he's not aware of what his bond conditions are, then he's the dummy.
Ooh,
Because I'm not gonna.
Shit, judge is eating down. I mean, that's her job, but like she is not lying. Like he tried to finesse the judge and say this man did not sign his bond conditions. Like you supposed to know what your bond conditions are when you leave. Okay, these are the things that your ass cannot do, and you bet not motherfucking do, or you're gonna be in violation of this. It only makes sense that they would provide that to you on your exit out. Like, come on. Child, she said he ain't have to sign it for his ass to be aware. I know that's motherfucking right, girl. She eating. Go ahead, ma'am.
Not read something that's affecting my liberty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me
So
go
go
back.
on to your next argument.
Ooh, let me see what
Because I'm not gonna not read something that's affecting my liberty.
Ooh, yes,
Yes, Your
Lord.
Honor. In
So
regards
go
to,
on to your next
I
argument.
feel like it was read and
Yes, Your Honor.
disregarded.
Your Honor, as you heard from Ms. Carpenter, in reference to the actual thing when looking at revoking a bond, of course, you have to consider whether or not the defendant is going to intimidate the witness, whether the witness is going to be intimidated. As Ms. Carpenter testifies, she's not intimidated by Mr. Carpenter. She would like to still have contact with him. As you can see from the fact that Mr. Carpenter is here in court, despite the fact that there is at least a chance that he could be going to jail today, he's clearly not trying to run from the situation. He is clearly not a flight risk in the situation. And even if you find that the bond condition has been violated, you do not have to actually throw Mr. Carpenter in jail. You can add extra conditions to help impose the fact that this situation does not happen again. One thing I can potentially recommend is, due to the fact that, of course, these cases are family violence, an extra condition of the bond could be that he be required to take a family violence intervention course, as opposed to actually throwing him in jail. In addition, Your Honor, as you can clearly see, Ms. Carpenter is prepared to go on a flight right now. As she stated, they do have children together, and right now, Mr. Carpenter is the only one who can take care of them at the moment. So if he were to be arrested today, then there would be no one to go and take care of the kids. So
Well, she's putting a lot of trust in what decision I'm gonna make, because she already at the airport.
Oh, come on, Judge.
I'm on my way back home, actually. Like, I was out of town for my mother's 60th, and then that's when I was notified of the court date. So I'm just trying to be here however I can be here to help the situation.
I do not like her. Like, I don't even know this woman. I'm sorry. Girl, it'll be just my love. She subscribed to my channel. Sorry, girl. It's just how it's coming across on the screen, man. Sorry. She has the gift of gab, and she's a finesser. I'm hearing that right there in her vocals. Like, I mean, I can't. It's just the personality that's coming off, and the lack of care in my personal for the courtroom. Like, I'm trying to be here the best I can. Am I afraid of Patrick? No. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm trying to catch my flight. Whatever the hell she talking about. I can hear you. Like, it's just, I don't like that. I don't like that, Your Honor. But I feel like with this judge, she lets them progress forward however they gonna show up, and I think that how they show up may dictate how she decides to handle this case. So I feel like she gonna see if you have it in you to take this court seriously. How do you plan on showing up? And if you don't plan on showing up professionally how you supposed to or whatever, then that's exactly how I'm gonna handle you, just a little bit, especially after I hear this case. So I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe she's not supposed to do that legally. I don't know, but we shall see. I'm just going off of what she said. Well, she's taking a lot of she putting a lot of trust in what I'm gonna say, because she already at the airport. Like, okay. And then the girl trying to defend herself, but at the end of the day, what the judge said is still true, because you still flew out to your mom's wherever, and I guess you left the kids with him or however it was, and y'all, I don't know if they're supposed to have contact or not, but I would think they're not supposed to have contact. Based on this situation here, but the judge still stands while you trying to clear it up and explain. You still caught a flight, and you was trusting that the judge was gonna be okay with whatever for him to possibly have your children, when I don't think contact is supposed to be happening. But anyway, let's keep going.
Yes, Your Honor. So the state would contend that there has been a violation, clearly, of the bond condition to stay away. The victim herself is advised that they continue to live together. He is the breadwinner in the home, and that they are raising the children together in the home. The state would point out to the court that there are two cases which involve the defendant and the victim. She is the victim in both cases. And although the victim is advised that she may not have any fear today, it is evident that on both occasions she had concerns for where the victim's anger or would lead him, or where his actions would lead him, as to whether or not she was safe at those particular times. Additionally, Your Honor, the fact that the defendant has violated the bond conditions would show that he does pose a risk to potentially committing a felony at any point between now and actually being heard on these cases, and that it does pose a safety concern to the community, as the wife that he has been with for, I guess she said 16 years, has called the police on multiple occasions, so many occasions, that she
And as this attorney is talking, all I can think about is how Miss Carpenter lied because she's trying to get that man back at their house, I suppose, or whatever. And I don't know. I kind of feel like if you're going to keep calling the cops on his ass, should he go back? I don't think he should go back, especially if you're going to be always in fear of your damn life. Y'all might need to go y'all separate damn ways or something like that. Okay, because what the attorney is saying, she ain't wrong. Okay, that's what is given. Like he, according to you, you are a victim, and it appears that at any moment this man could commit a felony. Like, let's keep his ass away from her because that's what you've been wanting every time you call the cops. So obviously he is the threat, even though you. I'm not scared of Mr. Carpenter.
is confusing the occasion. She doesn't know which ones at which time she's called. So at this time, the state would say that the defendant has violated the bond conditions and that his bond should be revoked.
Oh
Mr.
my,
Carpenter,
not the
come up
bond
here
should
to the
be
computer
revoked.
so I can see you and look you in your face. Miss Carpenter, I'm gonna
Yes,
need y'all.
ma'am.
I just learned this because I'm old, but I pay attention. I'm gonna need y'all to take us off the group chat.
Ooh.
I'm really gonna need y'all to take us off the group chat. The police are not here to mediate your situation. Don't keep calling the police because you want somebody to talk y'all down and to make your marriage work. That's
This is the type of judge I am. Right here. This is the type of judge I would be mixed with that other black lady that be checking the hell out of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And make it a little tool with y'all and call y'all out for how y'all present yourselves in her courtroom. Okay? I'm a little mixture of both of them. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Take us out the group chat. The police is not here to mediate your bullshit. You know the chances are very high for that man to turn around and go to motherfucking jail. That's why you be sitting up there calling the cops any motherfucking way. But if you don't want to find your ass back down here in my courtroom dealing with shit like this, then stop calling these motherfucking cops and figure out how to deal with your shit. Y'all hoes might need a piece of therapy is what your hoes might need. Okay? Nobody got time to be playing these motherfucking games with you. You calling these cops all the time. They want to bring your ass down to the courtroom talk about you ain't scared. I don't fear him. Girl, get me out this motherfucking group chat right now.
what therapy is for.
That's right, Your Honor.
But stop calling us because this is getting ridiculous.
Please.
Well, I call him, but I don't want him to go to jail.
Come on.
Well, I call him, but I don't want y'all to do anything to him. You are wasting our time.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to be honest about it. I take domestic violence too seriously
Come on, ma'am.
to get caught up in y'all's little wrapped up thing.
Come on. And see, didn't I tell y'all? I said something in the milk is not clean. I feel like Miss Ma'am was lying. Miss Ma'am was capping. I ain't even need no headline to tell me that. Okay? That's what she was giving. Her reactions, her responses to stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ooh, but let's keep going, girl. This is
I love him so much, but he wasn't going to do nothing to me. But I just wanted to call the police to moderate the situation. Police don't moderate.
When Your Honor can see through the bull. Yes, Your Honor, yes.
They're going to come there. They're going to figure out what's happening. But you heard that officer say domestic violence is one of the most unsafe situations that officers find themselves in. Because as soon as they show up on the scene, 5 minutes ago, you were calling them because you were scared and he was threatening you. The next thing you know, you show up and y'all both aggressing the officers. Don't take my man. Just take us off the group chat. Y'all get some counseling. Because we're not here to mediate for you or manage your relationship. We're not here for that.
Some people going through real
Those police officers got situations where
Come on.
somebody's life is in danger.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
And y'all calling us to mediate. Well, I just call him because, I love him, but we was having an argument and then get counseling.
Ooh, come on, Judge.
In fact,
Hayward. That's
what I'm going to order. I'm going to do exactly what Mr. White said. Mr. Carpenter, you go into family violence counseling. You are going to attend family violence counseling. Now, whether y'all decide after this case is over to attend something together, but you're going to counseling, and the no contact provision stays in place.
I feel like she need to go to counseling. Ooh, come on,
I'm
Your
irritated
Honor.
right now.
Ooh, come on, Your Honor, girl. I love it. I like her. I think the woman need to take her as the counseling too. They both need counseling separately, but she's not the one that's on trial here. He is. So. But if Your Honor would have ordered her ass to go, she need to go too. But let's keep going.
Because I really feel like y'all are using the system the way it's not supposed to be used.
So, man,
If I truly hush, because if you could work this out, I wouldn't
I
be
know that's
here.
right.
You wouldn't be in my courtroom.
Period, Your Honor.
If you knew how to have a discussion with your wife that didn't end up with the police coming on at least 3 occasions, I would not be talking to you.
Come on, Your Honor.
So nothing you say to me is gonna help.
Period.
We clear?
yes, ma'am.
And you gonna take that class. That's what you gonna do. And I'm not modifying anything. Any more contact y'all have together other than paying child support for them kids or sending money to the house for those kids,
That's right.
then all bets are off.
Period.
Both of y'all,
That's what
you
it
you
is.
lose that, you lose that good job. I'm not
Okay.
playing.
I'm not playing. That's all right. I'm
But
calm
stop
down.
calling the police to moderate your situation. That's what therapy is for. And I'm talking to you too, Miss Carpenter.
I hear you. Can
If
I
y'all
ask you a
been together
question?
9
Don't ask
years, no,
nothing.
listen to me. If y'all been together 9 years and y'all still don't know how to talk to each other, if y'all been married 9 years and you still don't know how to talk to each other, y'all been together 16 years, you still don't know how to talk to each other, and y'all have 3 kids are in this situation, go to family counseling. Figure it out. But the police ain't here to counsel you.
Come on. I like her.
I'm clear. And Mr. Carpenter, you gonna end up in jail and you gonna lose whatever livelihood you got if you don't figure out how to walk away.
Okay.
When the argument gets heated, walk away.
And you might have to walk away from her ass as
But
a
we
whole.
gon'
Damn, them 16
what
years.
we don't need is you to keep calling officers in here
Abuse
to
of the system.
modify or moderate your situation. That ain't what we do.
Right, girl, that's me.
That's not what they do.
Yes.
So now, Miss Carpenter, you had a question.
What you want, girl?
Yes, I did. Well, for starters, I want to kind of piggyback off what you said. You know, I might have missed. I don't know if me saying mediated situation made it seem like I'm just using officers.
Well, it does.
That's
ma'am,
what it
my
is,
counselor,
girl.
because
That's what it
not
is.
the case.
But that's
you
what you
telling
said.
us,
I-
well,
if
I'm not scared of him. I want him back.
Come
I
on, y'all.
can't
Ooh,
remember
yes,
how many
Your Honor.
times
Come
I
on for
have
the
called the
antics.
police. Oh my God. But I love him and I want to work with him. This is not what we're here for.
Yes, I'm with the judge. That's me.
Okay, so to my question, if we are, if the order is still in place, how are we supposed to move from this point on? Because we currently reside together. I can't just,
Miss
move out
Carpenter,
with my kids.
this,
Or
once again, you're asking me for therapy, and that's not what I do. What we do
Ooh.
is separate people when there's a situation that is volatile, and we make that situation safe. And then what we do is we determine if there's someone who has committed a crime. And if that is the case, then I deal with the adjudication of the crime. And so the police are like first responders. All they're there to do is to make sure that they assess the situation. If there's a criminal act being taking place, that they deal with that and they keep people safe. That's what they're there to do. When
Come
it gets to me, I'm just here to adjudicate the case.
Come on, Your
So the
Honor.
2 sides, the defense and the state, will come before the court, and either they're going to have a trial or they're going to have a plea or they're going to figure it out some other way. But my job is not to counsel you and work out how y'all going to deal with your kids, because y'all could have been in counseling years ago and figured this out for yourself.
Sure could have.
So no, that's not my job.
And you created this situation
What
a
I
bit.
know
Both
is
of
I think
y'all,
you
so
when a
deal with
bond,
it. No,
when
she
a
ain't
bond condition
misunderstand.
is imposed,
She ain't misunderstand a goddamn thing about, I think you misunderstood what I was trying to say. Yeah, no, she understands what you're saying. What you're asking is, how are you supposed to get assistance with the kids? Like, can y'all at least modify that portion of the bond condition so you can at least consult with him about getting the children when you need him to? Okay? And she's saying, that's not my job. All right? It's supposed to be no contact. All right. So that's on you. You did not care about calling the cops and potentially getting this man arrested and removed from your home. You didn't care about the children then. Now you want to come to the court caring now, and you want things to be modified because you're going to need the assistance of what the judge is telling you. You created this situation for yourself, and it's not my job to help you figure that out. Okay, so y'all figure out how y'all finna navigate that, meaning there should not be any contact between y'all. So basically, she also is saying you need to find a third party. Well, it also depends on that paperwork too, because sometimes the paperwork can say by third party. I think y'all let me know the people that's been in situations like this. But anywho, I I don't know if you can, but I would think that you can use a third party. I would say just go through his attorney and just say, hey, can you see if I can meet whatever, however that is, okay? So you might want to consult with the attorney to see if the attorney can, have y'all meet to get the kid or whatever the case, or that may be a whole nother hearing for y'all to figure out what's going to happen. But I would think that it's a bond modification. So what he needs to do, if he's not going to be able to ask for that now, right? Because she's putting these orders in, or whatever. I'm not sure what the whole hearing was for. I'm not sure if it was for him violating his bond or what was happening, but his attorney probably gonna have to put in another bond modification request or something to see if they can modify that so he can get the keys, and then she'll hear the case all over again, or not so much as hear it all over again, but hear the reason why the modification would be needed, and possibly adjust that. So I feel like the judge understood what the young lady was asking, but at the same time, I feel like the judge didn't give a fuck what she was asking, because you created this situation for you, him. He also assisted in the situation being created. So this is what y'all have to deal with. And I think she's also doing this as an effort to punish her. Because if he does communicate with you directly, then he could potentially go to jail. And then you really going to be stuck with them children having to figure out what the next move is and what you can and cannot do when it comes to the kids, right? And then I'm also wondering, how old are the kids? Because if the kids aren't that young, then that's probably another reason why the judge is like, those kids are able-bodied. Like, you will be okay. So I don't know. Able-bodied meaning they are teenagers. So I don't know. I don't know how the judge is seeing it, but those are my thoughts. You didn't care before, so don't be trying to care now. And if he communicates with you, you really gonna miss out, because his ass gonna be locked the hell up. So maybe she should have asked, well, what's the best forms of communication that we can use? Is a third party allowed in between the communication of both of us? So maybe that's what she could have asked, but let's keep going.
That means there's no contact. And if I'm gonna keep putting stuff in writing, but if people keep failing to read it, because at any point prior to this point, prior to 2022, February 28th of 2022, if y'all had a situation where y'all felt like the bond condition needed to be modified, it could have been modified. But instead of that, y'all just decided we just gonna keep dealing with each other because we don't pay attention to the written word that says Mr. Carpenter's not to have contact. Read, people, read. My supervising judge, when I was a magistrate, she used to say to me, read, judge, read. Because everything you need to know is on those documents. That's why you have bond conditions. And not only do they tell you to read them, there's a judge who tells you at first appearance, look, you're not to have contact with this person.
Judge eating up.
Did first appearance for 4 years, so I know.
Come on, Your
so,
Honor.
Mr. Carpenter, if you were goofy enough to not read your bond conditions and still go back, that's on you, sir. But I don't want this situation where y'all are using us. Go to counseling.
Come on, Your Honor.
But not right now. Mr. Carpenter is going to counseling because there's going to be a new bond condition for him to take the family violence intervention course. Miss Carpenter, I don't know what you're going to do, ma'am, because that's not my job.
Come on.
Managing you is not my job.
It's
Managing your
job.
Relationship, not my job.
Come on, man.
Managing what's going to happen to your kids because you keep calling the police,
Come on, Your
not
Honor.
my job.
Come on, Your Honor.
That was literally a year ago.
What's your point?
Ooh,
it's not resolved.
Come on, Your Honor. I love this judge. I need more stuff from her, okay? This BIT had the audacity to try and get an attitude with the judge. Talk about something that was literally a year ago. No, BIT. It was the year before, okay? 2021, then it was 2022. Here we are, motherfucking 2023/2024. Are you sure? And you want to roll your eyes because you're not getting your motherfucking way. And that right there for me as a judge would be enough to know, okay, that you call these officers out of motherfucking spite when you're not getting your motherfucking way. Okay? The grandmama, the baby is what is given. Okay? Call your grandmama and somebody, call somebody and see if they can come down and help you with them kids. Because it ain't the judge's, that's not her lane. That ain't her lane right now. Try again.
I mean, you okay?
What's your
that's
point?
Understandable, but you guys are acting like we've been together 16 years, and it's 2 incidents where he went to jail. Like y'all acting like every year
Ashley,
we call the police and we just have
what
them
I'm
come out
hearing
every
was
I
6
thought
months
3.
three.
to
Thank you, Your
counsel us.
Honor.
That's not the case.
It's 3. Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
just not the case. I just feel like it's being exaggerated. But
Well,
okay,
you
so
caused it that way.
Well, ma'am, I've been married 15 years, been together with my husband probably 19 years, and we ain't never had to call the police.
Come on, Your Honor.
So,
that's a blessing.
I no, it's intentional.
Ooh,
We know
eat.
how to act.
Come on, Your Honor. Eat her up. What was
That's
it?
just it.
That's just it. Come on, Your Honor.
So I don't know what's going to happen with you and your kids and all of that because that's not my job.
Ooh.
But what I'm saying to you is the one thing I'm going to do to help you is not put Mr. Carpenter in jail right now.
Since you are
Because I fully see this is an effort. This is a collaborative effort between the two of you. But Mr. Carpenter, the bond condition stays in place. Mess up again if you want to.
Ooh.
So you and your client, your attorney, decide whether we're gonna try this case soon or whether y'all gonna resolve it some other way.
Baby.
But I'm not playing.
Baby.
No, I'm not playing these silly games.
Come on, Your Honor. Well, Your Honor.
I'm not here to figure out what y'all gonna do with your children or what y'all gonna do with your relationship. I really, that's not my job. All right, I'm done.
Baby, all you can do is wipe that motherfucking face because she just wiped the floor with you. Hello? Judge ate the hell down. I love it so much. She said the best thing I'm going to do for you is not lock his ass up because I see what y'all are doing. Y'all are trying to prevent this man from going to jail. Well, guess what? He's not going to jail. But the motherfucking bond modifications going to stay where the hell they at, which means y'all are not supposed to have any contact, my love. No contact. So he can fuck around and contact you if he want to. And he gonna be having his ass right on over there in the jail because that's where you've been trying to send him with all these calls to the cops in the first place, right? Right? You're a business owner because I refuse to believe you're a business owner and you're not smart. I would want to believe that you're smart. So therefore, and you already got the gift of gab, so you already know exactly what you be doing when you be calling the cops anyway. You know that there's a high chance that his ass will get locked the hell up because you so hot in the moment and you don't know how to control your temper. So, but you need to also go to therapy as well. Is what it's given. Okay? I'm definitely with the judge on that. All right? So this is exactly where you wanted him to be. And guess what? This is where he's at. So he can contact your ass if he wants to. And then guess what, ma'am? He gonna be locked the hell up. Because that's where you wanted him to be anyway. Girl, that is a messy shit right there. Didn't want to sit up there and try and lie. Like the judge wasn't going to come through and see through the BS. Try and lie like she don't remember when he, the last time he got arrested or whatever. I told y'all most of the time they already have this information. Already have it. Girl, but that's where we are, honey. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I don't know about you, but I thoroughly enjoyed this case, especially with the judge collecting her. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and comments down below, honey, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, girl. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer.